working with their hands or building things or creating things. There are some people who may have learning disabilities. There are people that may never have advanced past a certain grade, quote. But they became, if you look at some of the people we talked about as we began the show, Bill Gates and what's his name from Apple, Steve Jobs. Man, how can I forget his name?
Yeah, but Richard Branson had dyslexia.
Say it again?
Richard Branson had dyslexia.
Same thing.
Yeah.
But they didn't graduate. Did he graduate from college, Bronson?
I don't think he did. I don't think he did. A lot of them didn't go to university. A lot of them didn't get good grades at school. Another person I want to mention, K-Rose, Link 33, the Shark Tank investor, Damon John.
Yep.
Apparently he has dyslexia and he didn't even know it till a few years ago, and it was like, wow. And he said that when he was going to school, his dad used to say to him, stop slacking, because he wasn't very good with reading and writing and things like that, but he was fantastic in science and maths, and he said that's where he excelled. And so he was trying to find ways to get round what he didn't even realize was his so-called disability, but he look at him now, kind of thing. But if he had been a quitter, he wouldn't be where he is, would he? Some people look at a disability and they think, whatever it might be, they think, oh yeah, well that's going to stop me. No, you're stubborn enough, you're going to do it. and especially if someone tells you that you can't, that's a red rag to a bull. You tell someone who's stubborn that they can't have something, don't bother with that, because they will shoot you out of the water. They'll be like, yeah, you're really going to tell me that I can't have that? Oh yeah, you sit back and watch me. Watch me do it. And I love that. That shows spirit. I was always a spirited child.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, just a bit. They always used to tell me, no, you can't do it. No, you don't do that. I didn't listen to them. And I still don't. I don't care. This is your life, people. We are giving you permission here on the Ask-Avani Show. You can go ahead and do you. Don't let nobody tell you. I've said it before. I will say it again. Do not let anybody tell you that you cannot have what you want. You can have it. Work hard. Focus. You can have it. Look at Damon John. As he said, Link 32, Heroes, why being broke can be a blessing in disguise. People, we are posting this for your enjoyment at Ask-Avani Show on Twitter, on the Ask-Avani Show Facebook group page. You know what to do. Go there, have a read. Wow. Look at, what's his name? This is Link 34, Keros. Elon Musk. Now, this article says, the mindset that helps Elon Musk change the world. Now, hello people, we know this guy is loaded. Hello? And look at the things that he wants to do. So, no one ain't telling me that I can't do what I want to do. Okay? And see, okay, we're talking about the success stories, but I must just go back a little bit and mention that there are still people out there. Now, this article that I want to mention, K-Rose, I don't like this. I told you already in it, I don't like this term, ethnic minorities, okay? But this is what the title of the article is. Ethnic minorities losing out in the jobs market. It's Link 21, K-Rose. Now, I wasn't happy when I saw that particular article because it makes me realise, yet again, that there's all these barriers that people are putting out there and saying that it's mainly ethnic minority communities that are suffering. And it's barriers like single parenting and low skills, which sometimes comes from not getting the best out of an education or not even getting the chance to get an education. Because it depends on where you may come from. You might have come from a country where you didn't even get a chance to go to school. Now, see, people, there are children around the world who would kill and who are being killed, I should say, for wanting to go to school. And they would they would take your left arm off just to be able to go to school and say, I can learn to read and write, especially in countries like India and Africa. They're over there. They really, really value education because they know how important it is to be able to get on in life, isn't it? And there's people over here who don't want to send their kids to school. I mean, hello. It's amazing.
Well, and they don't make the effort to make sure that they're prepared when they go to school also. They keep them up late at night. They don't get, children, everybody needs rest. If you don't get rest, you can't function and do your job. And it's the same thing for a child going to school. If they don't get rest, if they don't go to sleep on time, they're going to be sleeping where it's the quietest, which ends up being in class.
Oh my God. And the thing is that's a knock-on effect though, isn't it? But then sometimes I must stress this as well, because I've been through this. If your home life is not stable as it could be, again, that could be another reason why you're not getting the attention that you maybe need to be able to concentrate in school, because you're not eating properly, you can't sleep, your house is freezing, you haven't got the right clothes and shoes, and so on and so on. It's not because your parent doesn't want to provide those things for you. Maybe they may have an illness, maybe they can't get a job, low income families, and so on and so on. There's many reasons why that might be the case in the household. So there's all these factors, but see, if the parent is struggling for whatever reason, maybe they didn't finish their education, sometimes it can be a knock-on effect for the next generation, because they don't think, okay, well, I get a chance to help my child go to school because maybe I did all right, or maybe I can't afford it, or I've got too many kids to be worrying about, just in general, just keeping the roof. There's so many, I could go on and on. There's so many reasons why a child could be suffering and not being able to concentrate in school, or even getting the chance to go to school. Do you know what I mean? So, people.
Well, and that's why there are so many factors when it comes to raising children and how their education, how well they're educated, how well they learn, and everything you just mentioned is and more. But I mean, everything you mentioned is a piece of that puzzle, and you have to make sure that you understand it's just not send them to school and then they'll learn. No. Yeah, that's exactly.
That's right. There's other things that you have to take into account to help that learning, to foster that learning, isn't it? So that it really sticks. And if their home life is more stable, then obviously it can stick. They're not worried about coming home and being cold and not eating and not being able to sleep and so on, or not even having a home. Imagine children being in hostels and all sorts of things where they can't concentrate, and oh my God, it's like a knock-on effect, isn't it? And see, they say ethnic minorities. Now the question I got, I'm about to get on my high horse, people. Why is it that it always seems to be the so-called, and again, I don't like that term, but I'm going to use it for the purpose of this, ethnic minorities that are losing out? Why is that? Why? Why can't, see, this is what I mean about people. We have to start creating our own so that we can predict our own success and our own destiny. Because if you're waiting for someone else, we're going to get to that in a minute. Waiting on someone else, that's not good for you. Don't do it. But link 22, Carol. Now, when I saw this article, I was not happy. Again, I'm on it, people. I'm on my high horse. But I wasn't happy, right? Because I looked at it and I thought, hold on a second. Why? You're laughing at me, again.
Of course not. What are you talking about?
Yeah, okay, listen to this. This article, jailed for being broke. And I did a double take when I saw that. I was like, how you mean? Jail for being broke. Listen, apparently, in this scenario, there was a 23-year-old construction worker who got into an argument with his wife, from whom he was separated. And during the argument, he struck the door and he pushed in the screen. This is in America, okay, I'm sorry, in the Bronx. Okay.
Yeah, what's the link again? I'm oh, no, it's 22, sorry.
Yeah, link 22, yeah. Link 22. And I remember looking at that and thinking, hold on a second. So, he's got an argument with his wife, right? Yeah, people have fights, yeah, whatever. Apparently, he was arrested, brought to court, and charged with criminal mischief, right? Which, in your country, that's a misdemeanor, right?
Right.
Pushing in the screen door. Now, although the sentence for being convicted of a misdemeanor offence like criminal mischief is hard to predict, the more immediate question for him was whether or not he'd be jailed before going to trial. And when I saw that, I'm like, you lot are dread over there in America, Because something like this, we just, who gets done for that? He's had a fight with his missus. Hello? Why is that so much drama? But the thing that bothered me is that he was like saying to himself, okay, there was no reason for him to expect that he would have to post bail to stay out of jail. And I'm like, Because not only was the offence minor, relatively minor even, in fact, he has no criminal history, he's employed, and obviously he's got every reason in the world to show up and go to trial, because he can't be on the run. That's long. Who wants to get into that life? one little thing could send him on the run. It's ridiculous. So judges are only supposed to set bail for two main reasons: if the defendant is a flight risk or if he or she is a danger to the community, innit? Now, I'm thinking, hold on, because even his own defender was thinking, hold on a second, there was no reason, but he was unlucky because there was no reason for them to set bail on him. Because as we said, he's got a job, he's got a child, he's got no criminal history. He's not stupid to miss the court date, is he? And he wasn't charged with a violent crime. But this poor man, he was unlucky. Somebody decided, we're going to make an example of you. He went to court and he stood before the judge and they decided to set bail of $500. And I'm like, for that? And obviously, he didn't have the money, which means now he's essentially committed two crimes. The second, more serious than the first. He pushed in the screen door, okay, whatever, he was in a heated moment, but he didn't have $500. And for that, he was carted off to Manhattan Detention Complex, apparently also known as the Tombs. I'm like, people, for that! You see how they put people into the criminal system? Because he didn't have the money to stay out of jail. $500. That's what they sent him to jail for. Basically, jailed for being broke. That's disgusting. I mean, the story carries on, people. You can read for yourself. But because I was just paraphrasing, I was shocked at that. I mean, what do you think of that, K-Rose? Hello? Jailed for being broke, basically, in effect. Because he didn't have the money. What kind of foolishness is that? Oh my God, that's just ridiculous. I couldn't believe it. I wondered what was going on there, and I couldn't believe what was going on. I just thought, why is he jailed for being broke? What do you think of that?
Being in jail for being broke may have been the least of his problems.
Why do you say that?
Because my thing is, one, the whole thing, you're having a problem physically is a problem. And being broke, I don't think is I don't
think that's a crime.
I don't think it's a crime either, but there are so many people who don't have money to get good attorneys. And so they end up being in jail because they're broke.
Yeah, but that's so wrong. How are you going to put someone in jail just because they don't have the bail money to pay to stay out? I mean,
but that's...
Listen, I told you already, I thought somebody years ago, when I came to America and somebody said to me, listen, if you don't pay your child support, you get put in jail. I thought they were winding me up. I thought that, no, because we don't do that over here. We don't do that. We just try claiming the money back from his money through child support agency and things like that. We don't send them to jail. K-Rose, man, you Americans are dread.
Well, we got a lot of issues. Let me put it that way. And a lot of it stemmed from the fact that we have, again, that persuasion that I said needs to be on the ship. A lot of those people, they have this feeling that... we had you talked about on your show once that they have this feeling that there are slackers out there, and slackers need to pay their way because they work to get to where they are, so everybody should work to get to where they should be or where they want to be, and if you're not doing something, you shouldn't get handouts, and if you are a person who's not paying for your child's welfare, they're saying we're going to track you down and we're going to put you in jail.
Different, man. Like I told you, I thought it was a joke.
No,
I swear. I thought, no,
it's real. The struggle is real. As they say.
The thing that makes me laugh, not in a funny way, but I'm like, okay, hold on a second. Wait. So what you're saying is, in effect, if he don't pay for his child, he's going to jail. But remember, if he's in jail, what if he had a job before they sent him to jail? Okay, he's going to lose that. So he could lose his house. He could lose everything. So
exactly.
If he survives being in jail, because God knows what could happen to them in there. If he comes back out, he ain't got nothing to fall back on because he's lost everything. So he ain't got nowhere to go, no job, no money. So that means he's going to be in even more trouble because he's going to still owe the child support that he couldn't pay because he was in jail. And then when he was in jail, he lost his money. Hello?
Well, but the people that are in control of this situation, they don't care about any of that. Their thing is it goes to the money. They make irrational decisions many times based on money. And it is their look that someone is trying to take their money or they're trying to live off their tax money that they pay. They don't even want to pay taxes, okay? They